Good morning, guys. It's Tina and I am back for another car chat video on a cold winter morning. I don't know who told me to go ahead and wear my hair curly because now I had to re-wet it a little bit and it's cold. But anyway, for this car chat, I wanted to talk about overhyped products and over marketing and just this massive push that a lot of companies are doing when they release new products or limited edition products, and how it's almost having the opposite effect of what they wanted. And it's interesting to me and it's funny at the same time because I'm watching on the sidelines, just watching it happen, and I'm like, yep, people are getting fed up with influencers. And I guess it's not necessarily that they're lying all the time, but they over exaggerate and they make products seem greater than they are, and they always hype products up more than they probably deserve. And it's not necessarily that they're lying about products all the time, but they speak in these hyperboles and they really hype up a product and over exaggerate what the product does. Like, they're like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, it is so pigmented, it's the most pigmented I've ever used, it's the best eyeshadow, it's the best foundation, it makes my skin flawless. They use all these adjectives and all these descriptions to make these products seem almost unbelievable, and your expectations are now heightened for these products. And then you get the product yourself and you're underwhelmed and you realize that it doesn't meet all the hyped up expectations that you built up hearing these influencers talk about the product. And then you start wondering, is something wrong with the product? Is something wrong with me? And it's none of the above. The product is what it is. It's just your expectations were unfounded. And then you're hit with the, oh, well, there's inconsistency with the products and with the palettes. And I know for sure you guys have experienced this, and we've experienced it a lot lately, and it seems like just this excuse to overlook the fact that these products were overhyped. When they hit you with the, oh, there's an inconsistency in the quality. And that excuse came out with the Becca collection with Jacqueline, you know, oh, my palette is really pigmented, so I don't know what these guys are talking about. And then the factory, oh, it was a different factory. And you know, all these excuses start pouring out, and it's all because Jacqueline Hill herself, when she was talking about the collection and talking about the products, she really built up the product, gave it this, put it on a pedestal. You were like, oh my god, it's the best product since sliced bread. I was asleep. Ain't nobody got time for that. You had a good time? You're a Patriots fan?
My team is Pittsburgh, but you know what?
You rooting for the Patriots? I mean, it was a good game, though. I mean, the comeback?
Yeah.
That was crazy. And then to win in overtime? Right?
They won, right? Gotta keep the police.
I know. See you later. Bye. And if you really think about it, Jacqueline Hill has so much makeup. She's tried so many products. She's tried various different brands. So for her to say these eyeshadows are the best she's ever tried, and of course now you have this heightened expectation for the product because after all, she's tried MAC, Bobbi Brown, Hourglass, give me some other ones, NARS. You know, she's tried all these great brands, and our expectation is, okay, if they're the best you've ever tried, then they supersede all these other brands and all these other formulas. And then when people finally got their hands on it, they were like, hold up, what? And interestingly enough, when I compared the eyeshadow palette that I received with the eyeshadow palettes that I already owned from Becca, it was the same formulation as far as I'm concerned, which was not that stellar. They're okay eyeshadows, but they're not that phenomenal. And it was interesting to see how they approached it by saying it was because it was a different factory. Now, we've seen the same thing happen with the Too Faced Nikki Power of Makeup palette, right? Where she did her swatches. They weren't live swatches, they were just swatches on her arm, and they were so pigmented, they look so intense. And the thing that people don't realize is that she probably built those swatches up on her arm with a primer using Fix Plus. They were really intense swatches, and you never saw them swatched live, so you don't know how she actually applied them. They were like meticulously applied. And while you're editing a video, editing a picture, you can increase the saturation of that picture and intensify those colors so they appear more pigmented than they are. And when Nikki Tutorials did her video where she was showing how pigmented these eyeshadows are and how great they are, remember the magic of editing, guys. It can really make a subpar product or just a regular decent product look far better than it actually is. And that's what happened with Nikki Tutorials. She hyped her palette up, as you would. Like, wouldn't you, if you had a collaboration with a brand, hype up a product anyway, because your name is on it, right? And these brands don't necessarily have that in their contracts where they're telling you you have to say this or you have to follow this script. And these influencers just improvise and use their own script and say their own things about the product because they really want you to go out and get it, because after all, it's all marketing, and if it has their name on it, they have a vested interest in selling this product out. So when people started getting the Nikki Tutorials palette, they were like, what the hell is this? And this one was swept under the rug, almost like it didn't get as much traction as the Jaclyn Hill collaboration. This one was kind of like, yeah, it's inconsistent. That's what it is. It's inconsistency. OMG, you know? And I laughed when I saw it happen. I was like, inconsistencies? Is this really going to be our go-to line now when a product doesn't meet the expectations that were inflated to begin with? You know what I mean? And I am just waiting for it to all come to a head because we're over it. We're tired of this happening all the time. We see these promo pics. We see all these people going on trips to Bora Bora, to Anguilla, to different places, and our social media timelines from Snapchat to Instagram to Twitter are flooded with these different influencers showing this next awesome product that you must have, you must get. They're all showcasing these products. Everybody's seeing them. If you follow more than one large influencer, trust me, you're gonna get bombarded with these different images of these products being pushed. And remember, they're going on these trips, and a part of being on this trip is that you agree to share the products and your experience on social media. That's why you see them do a lot of these vlog videos. I mean, companies even provide them with cameras to do these actual vlog videos. Like, they're providing the opportunities, the props, they give them clothing, they give them the certain setup. They're really pushing for these influencers to push the products. And I think it is all now backfiring because we have caught on. As consumers, we're not as dumb as they think we are. We are actually wiser now, and we're getting wiser by the minute once we catch on to what they're actually doing. So now our expectations for products have increased. Our expectations for customer service has increased. So look at Too Faced now. When Too Faced did that whole peach palette release, every influencer, the big influencers, got their big PR packages with all the products, and they had the peach party. Like, you experience your timelines being inundated with Too Faced Sweet Peach Collection, the lip oils, the peach palette, the blush, the highlighter palette. You experienced it along with me of the major push. And then when the products were actually released, there was a freaking sales customer service nightmare. People were ordering their products, weren't getting them before Christmas, which they were promised. So just imagine how pissed off you would be if you ordered this palette, these products, for someone on your Christmas list, right? You ordered for your sister or your cousin or whatever, your friend, and you didn't receive the palette in time because they received too much orders, and they didn't staff their sales group, their customer service, their packing, their shipping departments enough to really cover this real flood of orders that they knew was going to happen just based on how much they were pushing this collection. So they knew and should have expected this influx of orders and really prepared ahead of time for it. Instead, people didn't get their palettes, they received less than they ordered, so they ordered 2, they got 1, or they received the wrong products. All kinds of things were happening, and then the customer service was down. So talk about being jaded. Not only are you receiving products that are decent, maybe subpar, not meeting your expectations because they're overhyped and overpromised, right? So not only are they not meeting those expectations with the actual product, but now you're also running into issues with actually getting the product, getting a refund, getting damaged products, getting the wrong product, and not being able to get in touch with customer service. And this is happening with Kylie Cosmetics, which is a really popular brand now. And when she launches, everything sells out like in an instant. So the aggravation starts from just trying to order the product. Either it's sold out or you have to make a mad dash and plan to grab the products before it sells out online. Then you have to wait for your shipping confirmation, which may not come or may come way down, and then you can't get in touch with anybody to speak about your order because there's no customer service available. So imagine piling that on top of that, on top of that. So now everything combined is backfiring on these companies with their major marketing push and their overhyped products, because they can't meet our expectations with the actual product because the overhype and these influencers that are trying to stay on PR lists and trying to stay on the good side of brands and trying to go on all these trips are really overhyping the products and really selling them like gold when it's really like dust, right? They're really hyping up these products, and then because of the hype, you have this huge disaster every time these products release and you do a mass release. Every time that happens, it's sold out. People are mad because they couldn't get it. Then they actually were able to order it and they didn't receive the product, or they didn't receive it till 2 weeks later. And with all of those things combined, new releases, limited edition products are now getting a negative rap before they even get a chance to be released. We are so over it that we don't even give these new products a chance anymore before we start thinking and speaking negatively about it. It has gotten so bad that it's almost having a quasi placebo effect where we think a product is bad just because it's overhyped. It can't be good now because we have experience and the history shows that if it's overhyped, that it's not going to be good. And then we try it and we just say, oh, it's not good. And we really didn't even give it a chance. For instance, the Tartist Pro palette, where they went to, where was that? Was the Bora Bora trip. Everybody was up in arms about that Bora Bora trip, that they didn't even give the products a chance. They were already like, oh, this is shit. It's not gonna be good, so who cares? And that Pro palette got such flack, and it's almost like people that did try it automatically assigned it a negative review without really giving it a chance. It's, like I said, that quasi placebo effect. And a placebo effect is where they tell you something's gonna happen. So like they say, oh, this is going to cure your headaches, this pill, but then they really give you a placebo pill that really doesn't have any medical benefits to it. But you take the pill, and because you think it's going to help your headache, it actually does. So that's the placebo effect. So this is what's happening now with these palettes. It's like they think it's going to be bad, just they already assign a negative view on the palette, and so when they try it, it's bad in their eyes. When in truth and in fact, it may not even be bad. You didn't try it enough or give it a chance so you could really form an opinion. You just automatically said, oh, let me try to blend it. Oh, it doesn't blend. I'm done. It's terrible. It's awful. I hate these influencers. They're awful people. And it's like, whoa. Relax. And here's the thing. When I review products, I try them out. I actually test them out. I wear them with different primers. I use different brushes. I actually test products out before I review them. I actually swatch them dry. I swatch them over primer, I swatch them with a brush, I swatch them with my finger. I actually give them a chance before I do a review. And what I like to do is do a get ready with me video using the product so you can see them in action and you can make a judgment for yourself. I never just come on and be like, yeah, it's the best thing, or oh, it's the worst thing. I actually try it first. And it's funny, with that palette, I did a get ready with me video and people were like, wait a minute, that palette actually performed well. You didn't have any problems. And I barely edit these videos. Like, you see each and every step. The only things I edit out are where there's a gap. You see every blend. Every time I apply an eyeshadow, you see it. Every time I blend, you see it. I don't skip out parts of my video like other people do to shorten them down to less than 10 minutes. I don't skip parts of it. I don't blend off camera and then come back, oh, look at this. I don't pack on color and then come back and look, oh. No, I actually show you each step so you see how a product builds up. You see every single step that I am taking so you can see how the product's performing. So people on that video were like, oh my god, yes, I like the palette, I bought it myself and I like it, or oh my god, now seeing you try it, I was so many negative reviews are out there that I was hesitant to try it, and now I'm gonna give it a try because I see that you actually like it. Same thing with the Kat Von D pastel matte, but what is it called? Pastel Goth palette. Again, I'm not gonna do a review and tell you blah 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 blah. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show you every step. You tell me what you think after you see me apply it. I didn't do anything miraculous. I didn't do anything magical. I didn't do anything different than you would probably do. So then you make that decision after seeing me use it. And that's what's being lost now. Like, we're not giving products that may be great a chance because we already signed them off. We already dismissed them as bad because they can't possibly be good based on the hype. And I get that. And it's interesting to see the development and see how it's affecting us now and see the reverse happen for the over marketing. Like, they expect people to be really excited, but instead it's on the flip side and people are just like, nah, it's overhyped. That means it's gonna suck. So let me know what you guys think about the recent developments. Like, people are so against this over marketing that products aren't even getting a chance anymore, and people are returning them. They're purchasing them, returning them because they don't live up to the hype that really wasn't warranted anyway. Like, you really didn't deserve that hype, but it got so overhyped as the next best thing. It's gonna change your life, and it really didn't. It's just an eyeshadow. So let me know what you guys think. I am gonna go now. Yeah, leave comments below. Let's talk about it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.